Okay, this is Johnny and Bo's engine. Okay, so here's your rod bearings. You can kind of see what I'm talking about. Obviously the worst is the ones that show in copper, where it's already taken all the metal off. The lead and the copper is kind of what's left between the steel and the lead babbitt. But all those that flaking and that's just from oil starvation and being too tight. And then here's your mains. Again, you got more flaking. That's from aerated oil. And then the clearance being too tight. Those center bearings, you got to give them a little bit more clearance with those equal crankshafts, because like I say, those cranks flex and whip, so you got to give them some room or else they'll bite the bearing, and that's kind of what happened here. Here's your caps. You can see it transferred a little bit of color, but the line bore is going to clear that up. Here's the block. And this is what I was talking about, where you got the grooves in the mains. And what we do is with that bearing is we put that bearing in there, we drill a hole there and a hole there, and it gives it a better oiling. But the bearings they had in there didn't have that in there. Here is the crankshaft. You can see, let me see here, get in there. You can see where it's done changed color. You may not be able to pick it up with the camera, but there's copper that's been deposited on there from the bearings, especially right there. And then this is the one that's completely spun. That's the number 3. So we got to and there you got a rod that's on the way to spinning right there. And then that second to last main was getting ready to spin also. But there you go. These are the cylinder heads. You can see where somebody did some work in a couple of the chambers. It looks like it might have dropped some valves or something, which is kind of common. But so they did like some weld repairs and maybe changed some valves, but all the coloring looks good. I haven't pulled any of that apart, and it looks like everything was sealed up though. And you got 2 pistons that the ringland, let's see if I can show you here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but you can't move that ring. That ring is that top ring is pinched, and you can see that oil starvation right there. But you got 2 of them like that, and a third one that's getting ready to be, but I think we can salvage that one. But anyway, that's it for now.